Hi. In continuation of our previous video on the journey of conflict resolution, this video is going to focus on the room of conflicts. As you remember, in the previous video, we saw how we'll have to stick onto the conflict and allocate space and create a room for a conflict. Now, in this video, we're going to enter into the room of conflict, which means in case you have a conflict with someone, now we're going to see ways to resolve the conflict by entering into the room of conflict. Before entering into the room, I'm just going to suggest you to remove 3 pairs of slippers outside the room. The first pair is the ego. When I say pair, I mean 2 here. One is your ego, and the second is the intention of hurting the ego of the other person with whom you're in conflict. The second pair is the anger. So one is your own anger, controlling your own anger, and the other one is the intention of provoking anger in the person with whom you have the conflict. And the third slipper that you're going to remove it before you enter into the room of conflict to resolve things is the pair of pride. So again, when I say pair, one is forgetting or not thinking about your own pride, and the second is the intention of damaging or hurting the pride in the other person, destroying the pride in the other person. Removing that intention is the third slipper that you're going to remove and enter into the room. Yes? Let's enter into the room of conflict. So, assume that you have a conflict with someone and you're removing all 3 pairs of slippers and you're entering into the room. And now what you're going to do? You're not going to talk with the person. You're going to have a conversation with the person. Talking is different from the conversation. When you talk, you focus on what you mean, you focus on what you want, and you focus on what you really intend to throw lights on. But now you're going to have a conversation to resolve the conflict with a person. I have a table for you. So this is the table. As you can see, there are 4 quadrants once you have a conversation with a person. Okay? So once you have the conversation with a person and you try to resolve the conflict and the intention of resolving the conflict, you either fall into any of these 4 quadrants. The first quadrant is lose-lose, and the second is win-lose, third is lose-win, or fourth is win-win. What does this mean? When I say lose-lose, which means that when you're trying to have a conversation with a person, but if the conversation is going to be in a debate mode or argument mode, you finally fall up in this quadrant, which is lose-lose, which means the debate conversation or the conversation which is going to be in the form of the argument is not going to fetch either of you any positive solutions. So in both the cases, it's finally going to land up in a lose-lose situation wherein the conflict is not going to be resolved, and it's very high likely that this is going to be repeated again in the future. The second quadrant, which you can see here, is win-lose, which means one of you both, like either of you is going to win and the other person is going to lose, which means there's only one win there and the other person is going to lose. And this happens because if you lose the patience in your conversation, it could be either you or it could be either the other person. So either of you, whoever is going to lose the patience in the conversation, is going to lose and the other person is going to win. And again, the person who is going to lose here will definitely try to pick up the same conflict again in the future. So again, this is not going to be avoidable, cannot be avoidable. The third quadrant again is lose-win, wherein one person is going to lose and the other person is going to win, and this is again because of the lack of patience. When I mean patience, I mean that you're not able to withstand the difficulty in the conversation, or you're not able to withstand what the other person says. So if you lack that capability, there is high probability you're going to lose in the conflict, and again, the probability of recurrence of this in future is going to be very high. And the last quadrant is win-win, which is a very nice, welcoming, and a very good solution for the conflict. Good kind of a resolution. Here, when I say win-win, it means that you need to have a high perseverance, both of you, whoever is in conflict. So when I mean perseverance here, it is different from patience. So here, perseverance says stick to what you really want to convey, stick to the conflict, find ways to resolve the conflict, don't go away from the path, don't divert yourself, don't let other problems come in between, come inside this room of conflict where you're being with the person and trying to resolve the problem. Don't let any other emotions come in between. Your focus is primarily going to be the conflict, and you're going to resolve that conflict, and you need to have that perseverance. You shouldn't be debating, you shouldn't have an argument. Try to have as much as patience you will have to, and be perseverant, have perseverance to address the points in the conflict, and try to maintain the perseverance till you arrive at the solution. This is applicable for both of you, whoever is in conflict, wherein you finally land up in win-win situation. So I have got a nice worksheet for you, like whenever you go into the conflict, how you will have to assume things, or how you will have to clear the assumptions, how you will have to perceive things, and the way you interpret. I've designed a nice worksheet for that, which you could probably use. I'll be sharing it very soon. Stay tuned. See you in the next video in the journey of the conflict resolution. Thank you.